You will need 2 Smartie boxes. Okay, take your Smartie box and pour out all your Smarties. Right, take your second Smartie box and throw out all your Smarties. Now you're going to take your Smarties and you're going to start grouping them into colors. You will see that there is yellow and there is orange, red, a purple type of color, green, blue, and brown. I can see that Miss Barnard has a lot of red Smarties. I wonder what color will be the most in mine when I group my Smarties. And yours? Can you identify so long which one will be the most in yours? So you will see Miss Barnard has finished grouping hers into different colors. Right, now it is my turn to start grouping. So I see that I have a lot of blue, light blue ones, more than Miss Barnard. I also have quite a few pink or reddish colors. Here's another blue one. Alright, some purple, another blue one, some green. I only have 2 yellow and 2 orange, 1 brown and a few purple ones. Alright, now we can start using our graphs. So our first graph that we are going to build is a picture graph. So you will see that I've labeled them in the different colors: yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, green, blue, and brown. So when you're busy with a picture graph, it is doing the pictures. So we are going to use our Smarties as our picture. Right, you can start building. So Miss Barnard is going to start with yellow, and I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow ones. Her next color is orange. She is going to build 1, 2, 3. She only has 3 orange. She's going to continue building all the other colors. Right, Miss Barnard is carrying on, and now she's going to do her last color, brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, brown. Okay, can you see if you can do the same? So if I look at Miss Barnard's, I can definitely see that red is in the lead. Orange is last with only 3 Smarties. Okay, it's my turn. Let's see what my picture graph looks like.
Next is Miss Bull, and she's also going to pack it on a picture graph. She's starting with a yellow, 1, 2. So there's not many of those. Then orange, 1, 2. They look the same amount. Then the red, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the rest is now busy with the blue. You can already see which one is almost winning. Maybe, looks like blue is going to win. And then the last one, brown.
So remember, when we are busy with the picture graph, we can use the actual pictures. So we didn't use the picture, but we are busy with the Smarties. So we are going to compare Miss Barnard's picture graph with my Miss Bull's picture graph. So if we have a look at the yellow, Miss Barnard, how many yellow Smarties do you have?
I have 5.
I only have 2. How many orange Smarties do you have?
3.
I only have 2. How many red Smarties do you have?
10.
I still have less. I only have 8. How many pink Smarties do you have?
7.
Oh, we are equal. I also have 7 pink Smarties. How many purple Smarties do you have, Miss Barnard?
5.
Here I have a few more. I have 7. Smarties. And green Smarties?
6.
Ooh, I'm beating you. I have one. Oh no, I've got one less. I only have 5 green Smarties. Blue?
6 also.
Oh, but when I come to blue, I've got 11. I think that's the highest number. And brown?
4.
I only have one little lonely brown Smartie in my box. So, Miss Barnard, if you had to estimate how many Smarties are in your box, what number would you guess?
About 30.
I also have no idea. I guess 32. All right, we are going to count them quick and let's see. Let's compare which Smartie box has more Smarties.
So I counted and I have 46 altogether.
When I counted my Smarties, I only have 43 Smarties. That means Miss Barnard's box has 3 more Smarties than my box had. Alright, from the picture graph, we are going to move on to our next graph. So now we have our picture graph, and from our picture graph, we are going to move on to a chart. When we are working with a chart, remember that it is only words and numbers. So if Miss Barnard has a look at her yellow Smarties, she counts
5.
and she's going to write the number 5. When she counted orange, she got 2.
3.
So she will write 3. Red,
10.
pink,
7.
purple,
5.
green,
6.
blue,
Also 6.
and brown.
4.
Right, when I have a look at my picture graph and I write it into a chart, remember a chart is words and numbers, and I have a look at my yellow Smarties, I have 2, orange also 2, red, I counted 8, pink 7, purple 7, green 5, blue, my biggest number 11, and brown only 1. So you will now see that we have our picture graph, and next to our picture graph we have our chart. The third one that we are going to do is a tally chart. Now remember, that is when you have 4 lines and then your 5th line you cross over. So Miss Barnard only has 5 yellow Smarties. 1, 2, 3. When she is busy with 10, she needs 2 groups of 5. So remember, it's 4 lines going up and 1 line crossing out the 5th line. So she's busy with 5, 6, 7. I want you to continue until you reach the last color. So then you have finished your first box of Smarties. Then you are going to move over to your next box of Smarties and do exactly the same thing.
Okay, so now we have our second one, where we're also going to make our tallies in. Only 2, so we only make 2 little lines. Then an 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5 for us, and Miss Bull makes it another way, which is also correct. Then 7, also a group of 5, and then 2 separate. Those two are the same. 5 and a group separate, then 5, then our group of 11 will be a group of 5, another group of 5, and 1. And then our last one.
We have done 3 of our charts and graphs so far. Now we are going to move on to our last one. As you can see, our picture graph is still in the video. Now our picture graph is working horizontally, but very often when you're working with a bar graph, it is vertical. So Miss Barnard is going to turn her page from horizontal to vertical. Can you see that nothing has changed apart from the direction? So Miss Barnard, would you mind taking the title, Smarties, and putting it at the top? Thank you. And then she's going to take her bar graph, her empty bar graph, so that we can fill it in. Now grade 3s, you don't have to use the colors that they say, yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, green, blue and brown, but we are going to use them because we have them with us. So if we have a look at yellow, I can see 5 Smarties. So Miss Barnard, because she's busy with hers, she's going to make 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines to represent her 5 Smarties. She's going to double check by making a tick or a block or a smiley face in each one. Okay, so she has 5 yellow Smarties. She has 5 yellow ticks. It needs to be the same. She's going to move on to orange.
Orange, there are 3.
So 1, 2, 3 lines. Let's check. 1,
2, 3.
Our next color is red. So we are going to use a red color.
There are 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And she's going to check her answer.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, her next color is pink. And then she will continue with purple, green, blue, and brown. And she's going to do her last color, brown.
4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So if we have a look at the picture graph, so remember our picture graph was first horizontally, we turned it vertically, and if we compare it to our bar graph, it looks exactly the same. So now that Miss Barnard has completed hers, I'm going to do mine. So if I count 1, 2 yellow Smarties, I need 2 lines, and if I check, it should be 2 blocks. 2 Smarties represent 2 blocks. My next color is orange. Again, you don't have to use the colors. You can just use one color. So I count 2 orange Smarties. So I need 2 blocks representing my 2 orange Smarties. My next one is red. Red was a big number. I counted 8 red Smarties. So I need 8 red lines. If I check my answer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to carry on with the other color. My next color is pink. Now remember grade 3, sometimes your bar chart does not always count in ones. Sometimes your bar chart might count in twos or in fives or in tens. I need to think now because now I am just drawing and I don't know how many pink ones there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Alright, so sometimes they might count in different numbers, not just ones, but we are counting ones today. My next color is purple. Purple is also 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you see that they end up at the same line? And I can see that red is just one more. So while I'm carrying on with my blue one, I'm checking that I have 11, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And my last color is brown, and I only have one brown Smartie. So I can also check if I have 43 Smarties. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 43. So here are 43 Smarties and here are 43 ticks. I worked it out correctly. Now that we have every graph, you're able to choose which graph you can work from. Is it easier to work with a picture graph or your chart or tally graph? Or is it easier to work with your bar graph? So Miss Barnard and I are going to ask each other some questions to compare. And let's see which graph Miss Barnard uses. Will she use a picture graph to answer her questions, or her chart, or a bar graph? Miss Barnard, I have a question for you. So if we are looking at the 4 different graphs, which graph or chart will you use when you are working? Because remember, we don't need to use all 4. If we only have to use one of them, would you look at the picture graph, the chart, the tally chart, or the bar graph? Which one works easiest for you?
For me, the chart will work the easiest because the numbers are already there. I don't have to go and count. I can just read from the chart.
Miss Barnard, I am looking at your picture graph. You have 5 yellow Smarties. If I look at my picture graph, I only have 2 yellow Smarties. Who has the most yellow Smarties?
I have the most.
How many more yellow Smarties do you have? I only have 2. You have 5.
So I have 3 more yellow Smarties on my graph.
Miss Barnard, it's your turn to ask me a question.
So if I look at my graph, which one has got the most?
Miss Barnard, if I have a look at your graph, I can see that red is the highest bar by far. It reaches all the way up to 10.
So if you look on your graph, which one is the highest there? Which one is the highest bar?
If I have a look at my bar graph, my highest bar graph goes to 11, and that is the blue color, the blue Smarties.
So how many more do you have than my graph, your highest one?
So if your highest is 10 and my highest is 11, I have 1 more than your highest number.
If I look at my graph, which 2 colors have the same amount or are equal?
Miss Barnard, if I have a look at your chart, I can see that green and blue have the same amount.
And how many does each of them have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can see 6 green and 6 blue Smarties.
But Miss Bull, if I look carefully, I can see there's the yellow and the purple that also have the same amount. The yellow has 5 and the purple has 5. But because they're not so close to each other, it's more difficult to see.
That is true, Miss Barnard. I didn't even notice.
Miss Bull, so what is the 3 most important things you have to remember at a bar graph?
Miss Barnard, if I have a look at this bar graph, I can see that our title is missing. So a title, for example like Smarties, is one very important part. There needs to be a title or a heading. The second important part are our numbers. In a bar graph, there needs to be numbers and there needs to be words. But it doesn't always mean that my words are at the bottom and my numbers are on the side. If I turn it to be vertically, now my numbers are at the top, my title needs to be at the top, and my words are on the side. So the 3 most important things are my title, my numbers, and my words.